Hello, how are you? Good evening to all of you. My name is Wong Ho. I'm the Marketing Director of Chintai. It's a regulated digital asset platform based in Singapore. And today, my partner in crime is with Mr. Lee, and I should hand over to Jason to talk a bit about himself.
Okay, I'm Jason Lee. I'm CTO of DNZ and Match DNZ, a joint venture with Finstable.
So to kick off our presentation today, I would request for a bit of a silence from the hall. We have a short clip to play, and then we'll go on to our presentation. This is for you.
Okay, so the block. So I hope all of you love the block, connecting all of us together. So who exactly are we, DNZ and Chintai? Who is this newly married couple? So I'm going to start by sharing about the DNZ. So DNZ, to make it very easy, it stands for Decarbonization Net Zero. So moving forward, if you read any news about decarbonization, you remember the DNZ. And what do? We basically provide advisory on carbon net zero strategies, and we also offer cutting-edge energy optimization solutions and tokenizations to fund all these ESG-related projects and decarbonization initiatives, at the same time allowing businesses, investors to able to invest through the green finance. Now, what exactly is the pain point that we are solving? A very important one of the world's biggest problems, which is none other than climate change. I'm sure everyone is over here, you're well aware of the impact of the climate change. Hot place become hotter and cold place become even colder, especially now happening in the US. And that's where decarbonization comes in as a solution, because what the decarbonization means, it means removing the carbon emission, reducing the carbon emission and reducing the greenhouse effect, which is the culprit of the climate change. And we all are also well aware, so since the Paris Agreement in 2015, so countries have been committing towards the net zero carbon target in 2050, and more are engaging, and the urgency is becoming increasingly urgent. So especially as we see so many challenges coming forth. And that's where the DNZ is here to really fill the gap, to really provide using existing and innovative solutions and technologies to solve this problem. And how do we do it? Basically, there are four hows that we're answering. Number one, how do we achieve this net zero target? How can we really achieve that? How can we help business to achieve that? And that is where we're able to understand the business and provide the various decarbonization options to be able to do so. And secondly, how do we really manage the cost to decarbonize? And that is using using AI and machine language to really build the energy usage pattern, and therefore able to control the assets, and hence helping to reduce the carbon footprint and therefore reduce the cost. And thirdly, how do we implement and operate decarbonized assets, including energy assets? And there's none other than through control mechanism, again, using AI and machine learning to achieve that. And finally, how do we utilize blockchain and tokenization? These are very, very important aspects. Probably you will see some of our competitors saying that they can do this, and that. This is very important because decarbonized solution is expensive and it takes time. And where will the money comes from? And that is where we're able to provide tokenization to able to do so. And one of the way will be through the regulated carbon credit trading platform that the DNZ provides. So all in all, to summarize, three solutions that the DNZ provide: advisory on carbon market, carbon offset project, decarbonization, and in particular, our Caspian AI IoT energy monitoring and optimization platform, especially very good for building owner. Imagine 1 year you spend 1 million on electric bill, especially on the chiller, and imagine you can save 10 to 25%, talking about 100,000 to 203,000 per year. That's a lot. And thirdly, as I mentioned earlier, the tokenization plays a very important part to support the funding and allowing investors to able to invest in these upcoming assets. And of course, there are many, many methodologies that involved. Here, I'm just going to show one of the methodologies, and this is really, I can see a one-stop shop. For example, let's say there's a project, there's a client coming to us, and then they have a carbon project, a potential carbon project. They really want to work with us, and that's where we have discussions, we do fact-finding, and when we find that it's able to move forward, that's where we will be able to help to build the project design document and working with the carbon registries, getting the approval with the VVB, and assign project developers to implement, working closely with the client, follow through, doing the performance verification, working again with the VVB to get the approval, and finally get the carbon credit issue. And from there, we'll be able to tokenize them into our DNZ marketplace platform, running and powered by my darling, my partners, Chintai, a regular platform. And from there, the corporates will be able to purchase and therefore able to offset the carbon, and hence, it really give our client the incentives and the investment to do so.
That's
now I will pass to Adali. Why Chintai? Okay, Koho.
Thank you. I have a question for you, Jason. Don't leave. How are we related in this project, simplistically?
As I mentioned, earlier I mentioned that we have been using Chintai as our underlying blockchain platform to do so, and I will let Koho to explain why they are so wonderful, why we decide to marry.
Thank you. So most importantly, our theme is about towards a net zero future with regulated blockchain technology. The keywords is regulated. So Chintai is a tokenization platform regulated in Singapore with 2 licenses. We have a license in CMS, which allowing us to deal with financial product. And we have another license, which is RMO, which talk about allowing us to operate in exchange. So in the world of uncertainty, we want to have a level of certainty. Being regulated and licensed is what makes us attractive to DNZ. So I'll tell you a bit more about platform. It is ready. It is not a concept. We'll show you what we have been doing in the past 1 year in a few slides with DNZ. So our end-to-end blockchain platform, regulated, allows you to issue your token all the way to managing the token that you have issued on-chain. I will walk to the middle of the stage. This is important. We have an on-chain automated compliance engine allowing you to make sure that all of the token that you have issued is regulated. We have the right level of policies in place for compliance check. And this will show you just in a bit. Next slide. Yes, this is a bit challenging slides. I have a lot of layer 1 protocol here, but we are under the umbrella of EOS network, largely because it's a more low energy consumption protocol. It is also allowing an easier cross-bridge, as well as it's suitable to build a reliable and compliant platform. So this is the reason why we have selected Antelope as a protocol for our technology. What you might not know is when you pick a regulated tokenization platform, you need to ensure that you look at protocol risks. And it's something that if you look at issuing it, you need to look at this specific topic. So now I'll go into the actual making of what we have been cooking in the past 1 year, and I'll show you what we have prepared for you. So this is a live, obviously recorded for the purpose of this presentation, a on-chain tokenization platform. If you look at the top right, we have branded it as DNZ. However, it's powered by our regulated technology. What you're looking at is a creation of a token on screen, right? And then, as I mentioned, to create a token will require a lot of documentation to ensure that the token you create is actually regulated and legit. So there's a lot of due diligence required from token issuer like yourself to fulfill the requirement of our platform, which is licensed by MAS. So now when this is done, you are ready to issue your token. It is actually as simple as what you have seen. Just now we have issued a carbon credit token, brown token. You check all of the compliance due diligence documents are already in place, and then you are happy with it. What you then do, you can just issue, let's say, 1,000. And then what you then do is, from the token you created, approved by compliance, and now you literally issue it for the marketplace. It's as simple as that. Yeah? And here it gives you a bit of an understanding of the token you create. And these are, by the way, I remind you, is on-chain. There's nothing off-chain that we're doing. So we will leave you a pretty good audit trail in the occasion your auditors or taxation lawyers here to catch you or look after for whatever you need. We have the blockchain trail for them as well. Now, what do you do once you have already tokenized a carbon credit token? You need a marketplace. So what we do is we are also licensed to empower company like DNZ, my partner, to actually have a marketplace. It's a white labeling solution allowing the team to focus on the carbon credit decarbonization, whereas we support them from a technology perspective. What you're looking here at this screen is a simulation of a buy and sell. I noticed there's a lot of crypto bro and crypto babe here. You'll be familiar with the interface. As a token investors, what you need to do is as simple as buy and sell, and then it's all recorded on chain again. And bearing in mind, if you see, this is white label, DNZ, and it's powered by Chintai because we are regulated backed in Singapore. So that is the marketplace. I also now want to address another concern. So what happened to the liquidity? Who is investing in this token? We are licensed to handle institutional investors and accredited investors. Sorry, retail investor, not yet. What is important here is I'll show you the onboarding process, which is quite a pain for all token investors. We ask you questions almost like a private bank. So we ask you all of your investment experience. We ask you about your risks. Are you familiar with blockchain or digital assets? And all of these need to be filled in the KYC platform, which is also part of the white labeling solution. This is a lifeless test, and then what we then do is we check all of it before we onboard you. So it's unlikely that once you sign up, you can immediately trade. We need to make sure that you are entitled, available, and qualified to trade in our platform. Just a bit more. It's almost done.
Yeah.
And when this is done, you will then realize that we will then process it from the back of the compliance engine. Just one more. Make sure you are accredited. And the country which is, let's say, not sanctioned is also required. Update some of your latest utility bill. So something that you might be familiar, if you're going to open a bank account, that's all in place. Once you're happy with it, you can submit. So what happened is, in the next 24 to 48 hours, our hardworking compliance colleague will look at what you have submitted. This is basically the dashboard for the compliance officer to approve it within 24 to 48 hours if you complete the onboarding process properly. What is good here, we look at your risk profile. We check what are the news that's related to you. We have all of the alerts. We have if any illegitimate activities that you have conducted in the past that we can track. You will be denied of onboarding onto our platform. So this is what we have built, allowing that when you use the Chintai platform or when you trade with the DNZ Carbon Credit Exchange, you know that these are legitimate, properly accessed, regulated financial products. And we have 2 more minutes. Would you like to open up for Q&A?
So I just want to add on, so you can see they are actually doing all the hard work. And in fact, they also have transaction monitoring, which didn't do so, which is very, very important. So in this compliant, the AML industry. So that's why we are really, really so blessed to able to find them, and then we really find them a match.
Thank you. And we'd like to also express our gratitude to Finstable for inviting us to be here today. We look forward to seeing you. We have 2 more days. So come to us, talk to us. We're happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
By the way, so we are going to launch this officially in March. And if any one of you find that interested to know more, please come and talk to us. Well, we are more than happy to share more with you. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Coco and Jason, for your wonderful presentations from DNZ and also Chintai. ค่ะเมื่อสักครู่นะคะเราได้